Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Manifesting Monday. Can you believe it's May? Like, holy crap, where has this year gone? We're already in the 5th month. I cannot get over how things have been manifesting left and right in my life. I truly hope things are manifesting, blooming, and blossoming in your life too. With this springtime energy, I would love to know what's blooming in your life, what's coming alive for you. My hope is that you are creating a life that you absolutely love being in. Yes, we all have bumps along the way, but through the ups and downs, may we find joy in the journey. On this episode of Manifesting Monday, I'm going to share a couple things I've manifested in the last few weeks. A couple episodes ago, I talked about meeting that Indian comedian still on cloud 9 about that. Now, I follow her on social media and laugh at all her posts. Her name is Zarna Gar. Definitely check her out. She's hilarious, always cutting up pineapples while making jokes in her kitchen and talking to her 3 kids. About 11 years ago, I started following Mel Robbins. I would wake up early, about 6 a.m., go to the gym before my kids woke up, and work out. And while doing that, I would listen to Mel Robbins' motivational content on YouTube, and then eventually I started listening to her podcast. I became a total super fan. She truly changed my life for the better. She taught me so much about taking responsibility for my actions and thoughts, living with purpose, self-empowerment, and understanding that no matter how hard life gets, you can always start over and rebuild brick by brick. Now, fast forward 10 plus years. I saw on Instagram that she was coming to Seattle, and I sent it to my husband, all the information. I told him, I really want to see her live. We should get tickets. And I left it in his hands. About 2 weeks ago, I followed up with him, and he said he never got the memo. So I'm thinking, wait, did I dream that? Because I have very vivid dreams. Sometimes my dreams feel like reality, and reality feels like dreams. Honestly, it can be confusing to be married to me, and sometimes confusing to be me. Turns out he never saw it because I sent it through Instagram, not as a text. And yes, I am definitely the person that sounds like 100 reels a week. By the time I checked again, the show was sold out. Resale tickets were around $185 each. David wasn't super interested in going, and I didn't want to drive to Seattle alone, so I let it go. I told myself, if it's meant to be, it'll find its way to me. A couple days later, I was on the phone with a friend, and she casually mentioned she was going to see Mel Robbins live that night. Immediately, I felt jealous. I was like, are you kidding me? I want to see her. And she said something that stuck with me. I have no doubt you'll manifest a way to see her if you really want to. And she was right. Later that day, or maybe the next day, I was sitting in bed and I thought, you know what? I haven't even checked Facebook yet. So I typed in the search bar, Mel Robbins tickets, Seattle. One post came up. It was a couple days old and already had multiple people interested. I figured the tickets were probably gone, but I commented anyways. If you still have tickets, I am interested in 2 of them. She didn't respond for about 20 hours, and by then I completely forgot about it. Then she messaged me. We chatted for a bit so I could make sure it wasn't a scam. Once I felt comfortable, I bought the tickets, and here's the crazy part. She had gotten them on pre-sale for $115 each. And since they were through Ticketmaster, they transferred directly, so I knew they were legit. She ended up not being able to go because her daughter has cheer competition, and she had bought the tickets back in pre-sale, I believe, last July. So now I get to go to a sold-out show with great seats at an amazing price, and I'm so excited. Okay, let's talk about the next thing I manifested. So a couple days later after that, getting the tickets, I'm at my son's baseball game, and we're doing trivia over the speakers. I didn't know the answers, so I went over to the dugout to ask my son and the other kids in the dugout if they knew the answer to the trivia. And one of the kids said, I think it's this. And so I went over and filled out my name and the answer to the trivia. And the whole time I'm visualizing that they're going to call my name because everyone who had submitted the answer had all submitted the same answer. So they were just going to shake up the names and then pick at random. And so before they do it, I'm like visualizing that they're going to call my name and that I'm going to win the Starbucks gift card. And I like can literally hear people cheering in my mind that I won. And guess what? They called my name. And honestly, the biggest shocker is that they said my name correctly, and that like made me even more happy. And just to be clear, I gave the gift card to the kid who told me the answer because he deserved it. I didn't know his last name, so I didn't put his name, like his full name down. But he got the prize and he said thank you. Then they had done another trivia question round, and I filled out the answer for my husband because he was keeping score. And while I was up there filling out the little thing, there were some kids up there who were like, we know the answer, but we don't know how to spell it. So I had helped some kids like write down the answers and stuff. And I turned to one of the kids and I was like, I hope you win. So we turn in the answers, and that kid ends up winning, and he got a Chick-fil-A cup filled with like a gift card and like the little stuffed cow and stuff, and he was so happy. And I feel like I helped him manifest it because I was like I really hope he wins, I really hope he wins kind of thing. And he won out of all the people because a lot of people had the correct answer. And then when I was walking by, this like random person was like, hey, do you want this clear bag? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I do. Thank you. He said, my family thinks I'm weird. And I told him, that's okay. We're all weird. That's what makes us awesome. Then I told him, I'm going to see Mel Robbins live. And I literally thought the other day I need a clear bag for the event. And you just gave me one. And it was so random, and I've like never talked to this person before, and he just like randomly gave me a bag. Because you know how like venues are, they're very like strict on their policy and their bag policies and stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so perfect. You don't even know like how perfect this is. Like I've been to so many baseball games, and it's just was really cool. And I have been manifesting so many things recently. Oh, the other thing that I have been really desiring within the last 2 weeks is like more good, high quality, amazing female friendships and stuff. And I've been realizing within the last 2 weeks, I've been meeting people in my like, I would say real life, like here in Washington, and just having good conversations with people like other baseball moms and other band parent moms and stuff like that. And then also in the Zoom rooms of the different online communities that I'm in. So I'm having like more deeper conversations and Zoom calls and text messages. And we're just helping each other in our businesses and encouraging each other and in our personal lives as well. And that has just been like so good for my heart. And like, I'm so happy. And it's just been just more supportive than normal, which I love. And then something else that I've been manifesting recently, I was talking to a friend and she's like, show me your rock collection. And we were like taking pictures of our like crystals and rocks and stuff. And we were sending each other pictures and like fangirling over them and stuff. And then I was thinking like, oh, it would be cool to like get some more rocks and stuff. And literally like the next day, my mom had sent me a package and I was like, oh, what is this random package? Okay, what's this? And I opened it up and it was a box of like cool rocks and stuff. And so that was like really neat. Perfect timing. Everything's always perfect timing in my life, I swear. And then I had texted her. I was like, oh, thank you so much. That was like a perfect gift. And then she was asking me, do you like oracle cards? And I literally was thinking the other day because I think I've told you guys I've been starting to do energy readings and stuff, and they have been amazing. If you want an energy reading, you should reach out to me. But I've been thinking I have one deck and I want to have another deck. And she was like, "Oh, I found some off my free group. I'm gonna send them to you." And it's like one of those things that's like I said it in my head. I didn't like say it out loud to anyone that I wanted another deck. And then she's gonna be sending them to me probably soon, or she's gonna bring it to me when she comes out next month in June. So I'm not worried about it. Things happen when they happen, and I'm just excited that half the time I don't even have to say my requests out loud. They just literally just show up at my doorstep, and that's the awesome part about manifestation. Sometimes you just have to like think it and they just pop up. All right, so back to the notes. All right, here's some positive mantras for you. I release control and allow magic to unfold. I manifest with ease, joy, and clarity. I am open to receiving more than I ever imagined. Everything is always working out in my favor. I follow inspired action and trust the outcome. I attract people, experiences, and moments that light me up. I am worthy of the things I desire now, not later. I notice and celebrate the magic in everyday moments. I give freely and abundance flows back to me effortlessly. I am in energetic alignment with the life I love. And here are some journal prompts to ponder. If you don't know this, I love to journal. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So here are some to either think about or write about. And I'll also put them in the show notes so you can reflect on them. This one says, what have I recently manifested, big or small, that I may have overlooked? Where in my life did something not go as planned but worked out even better? What is something I deeply desire right now, and am I truly open to receiving it? Where can I release control and trust the process more? What signs or synchronicities have shown up for me lately? All right. I feel like that's really good for right now. I would love to know what you've been manifesting recently. And I would love for you to give this show 5 stars, leave a great review, share it with a friend, or share it on socials. And just know that I appreciate you. I love that you show up each week and listen. If you have any good podcasting ideas, I'm definitely open to that. And hope you're doing well. Book an energy reading sometime or ask me about it. And we could talk about that. Okay, love you. Bye.